All right, so for today, I wanted to be able to get some chart pattern recognition going here. So just to bring everyone up to speed, this is our dashboard currently. Right now, we can bring in the Yahoo Finance API to search for stocks, as well as get a render view of some candlestick charts. And we can also get our technical indicators in there. So I'll just demo it real quick. We'll do um, Microsoft is good. So here we go. Here's our candlestick chart for Microsoft. Here we can add the Bollinger Bands, the RSI, and the MACD. Underneath, we have some information and metadata, as well as a generalized AI analysis. Another thing we have on top of this is the context awareness of the AI assistant chatbots over here. So right now we can do a simple quick question like analyze the technical indicators. And here you go. So it broke down what's going on in the render over here. And so yeah, so here's the AI processing of the stock trade render right here of Microsoft. And it gives us a breakdown of the technical analysis indicators, such as the RSI, MACD, and Bollinger Bands. And then an overall technical insight. The bullish RSI trend and MACD signals indicate the stock is underlying strength and upward momentum, and then a risk consideration here. So the next step I want to do is to be able to actually have the ability to have this AI assistant be able to analyze and tell me when there's certain chart patterns forming, such as like head and shoulders or inverse head and shoulders, for example. So that's kind of the first thing I want to try to do today. So here we go. We'll bring in the candlestick chart. We'll bring in the route for the analyze. We'll bring in the stock search and the dashboard. And float in chat. Okay. I want to be able to have the AI assistant find chart pattern recognition in the candlestick chart, such as head and shoulders, and other popular and useful chart. Let's see what that does. My goal is eventually to be able to not search for, or basically have an ability to actually search an array or a list of stocks and see which one has a specific chart pattern existing. So instead of looking at the stock first, you would say what stocks from the S&P 500 have a head and shoulder emerging at the moment, and we would be able to go search that and come back with a list of like the top 5 results. So it's just another way to kind of, in this sense, reverse engineer the process of how we're going to go find these positions and analyze these stocks. But for now, the simple thing to do right now is I want to see if we can basically get a mapping of what's going on in the chart and the candlesticks to be able to be processed and result into what chart pattern is happening and why, and be able to chat with that. This is cool. Okay. Head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, double top, double bottom, triangle. Cool. This looks like it might be in the right direction. Chart pattern summary. Okay. It's already there. Chart pattern summary. Okay, so it'll update stock search component to include pattern analysis. Maybe it'll insinuate what I want. Okay. Include pattern analysis, but I think we're getting there. Okay. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Pattern analysis context. Okay. Let me update the chat route to handle pattern information. Okay, so it sounds like we're getting there. Okay, so it's going to include chart patterns into the AI assistant panel. Oh God, now it's going to print it all again. Okay, we're just going to let it do its thing, I guess. We'll just read through it as it prints. Okay, looks like we're coming together. So pattern detection, head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, double top, double bottom, triangle patterns. Support and resistance levels, pattern confidence scoring, target price, and stop loss calculations. Okay, so this added quite a bit. Pattern analysis panel in the sidebar. Toggle button to enable disable pattern analysis. Okay. Okay, this sounds kind of cool. Let's see what we get. So I guess we'll just start at the top. I can't tell if it bring that in. What do we have already? This. Okay. Stock search. Not happy. Complete. Like one of the best features. Okay. Did I do this? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll apply this to the route. Okay. And then we'll apply this to the floating chat. Right, everything's pretty smooth so far. And let's see if we get any changes. Yeah, the same problems we had, so it's the same thing. Okay, cool. Let's rattle this off and see what we get. Hard refresh. Hard refresh. Okay, so we'll do Google. Okay. Okay. We have this chart panel analysis here. Let's see what happens. Double top, 98% confidence, target 142.89, resistance at 200, I don't understand it. Hold on. So then explain the chart pattern here. Okay, let's look at the Google chart. So wait. No. Hold on. It should know about this. I'm confused. Okay, thank you for providing that additional technical analysis information. Double top pattern. Okay. Just a bearish reversal sign combined with 98% confidence will suggest a high probability of significant downside move ahead for Google. It's not really what I want from this. I need more information. I need more information and be able to map the actual pattern to the chart that is rendered. I mean, it's pretty close. In a perfect world, you would be able to like draw a square or something, or it would like, render an overlay and tell you like, oh, here you have a Head and Shoulders right here, um, and then be able to kind of explain what's up with it. Um, see what we get. Let me add enhanced pattern visualization capabilities. Okay, see what we get. Let's update the candlestick chart component to accept and render pattern data. Okay, let's see what happens. I knew this was going to be quite a dense feature. I still don't really know if this will work or not. I've done something similar, so I think we can probably get pretty close. Okay. Okay, so it kind of took what I was wanting. Patterns are now visually overlaid directly on the candlestick chart. Necklines, support, resistance levels, and target prices are drawn as lines. Detailed pattern descriptions with specific price levels, interactive features. Click patterns in the info panel to highlight them on the chart. Toggle pattern analysis on off. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay. Happy? No. Xolo. Come back to that. Gee, this bugs out too. Happy. Okay, so there's just so much. These unused. Just dump that in there real quick. Test this now. What do you mean there's no patterns there? Huh. Okay, I don't know. We'll see if this works. That didn't seem to be what I want. It's not, I mean, okay, so yeah, it's not rendering any type of pattern. If you go something smaller, yeah, yeah, that's not working. Hmm. Okay, let's think about this. The pattern analysis is not working, clearly. Enable pattern analysis, chart patterns. Yeah, no significant patterns detected. Yeah, no chart patterns. It's not detecting it. Okay, yeah, it's not working. Okay, let's try this. I want to see how accurate if we process the chart with base 64 and use AI to find the pattern. So basically, everything I did up until now is probably a waste. I'll tell you what, just discard everything. Okay. I should have remembered that. I don't know what I was thinking. That's what we do. We iterate, trial and error, iterate again. I mean, in theory, if we could have done it programmatically, it'd be cheaper. So, worth a shot. Um, see how fast this is, though. Yeah, let's check and see. Should be back to what we had earlier. Yeah. Okay, so now we're back. Yeah, so that's why we always have a wrangle on our version control. So we can just test things and blow shit up and see if it works. Okay. Take screenshots, every candle stars, base 64 images, sends them to Anthropic, identifies complex patterns and algorithmic detection. Okay. This should, let's see what we can do. This is pretty much what I had done in the past. Um, okay, first let's create a new API route for visual patterns. Okay. App API AI visual patterns. App AI. And then it was AI visual patterns. AI folder visual dash patterns with a route inside. Wait, I'm not in the right spot. Okay. Source app API, AI, visual patterns, right.ts. Okay, cool. Okay, that's happy. Well, this is the actual code of the prompt. I always like looking at these. So then we return the analysis in a JSON format. That's basically one of the that's basically the trick of this whole thing is you're you have this prompt that you set up and then you can return it. You return it in JSON. So after that, it's basically, yours to do with whatever you want. Um, a year and a half ago when I started messing with this type of stuff, that was a pretty big aha moment when I was like, wait, if I just have the result returned to me in JSON, I can, you know, render it however I like. So yeah, and then we're using Claude 3.5, text, image, source type base 64 to process images. We'll do that, and then we have a bunch of try catch, and we're off to the races. Okay, so we'll update the UI now. It's not happy. Okay, maybe we're good now. Did a bunch of UI work. To handle the visual pattern analysis, okay. Drop that in over here, okay. And we'll update the stock search to handle visual patterns as well. Let's see if we can get to work even though it's got some bugs. Here goes nothing. Ooh, AI chart patterns. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. No errors. Okay. Just move this out of the way. The chart shows strong bullish trend of consistent. Okay, wait. This is just telling me like if it's bullish or not. I want to see. I want to see actual like chart patterns like candlestick and yeah, like we've been saying. This is cool. Ascending channel. Price is trading in a clear ascending channel with higher highs and higher lows, showing strong bullish momentum. Okay. This is close. We need to, let's see what we get over here. Analyze technical indicators. Okay, so we didn't get any of that in there yet. Okay, so um, I like this. Let's just fix this and then save it, and then I think we're getting close. I think we're getting close. It's detecting the patterns, but it's not telling me. Okay, price is trading in a clear ascending channel. Yeah, that's fine. Bull flag. Several consolidation following. Okay. So it's getting key levels and resistance and supports. The chart shows a strong bullish trend with consistent high and highs. Oh, it's the same thing it said up there. Isn't this the same thing it says down here? No. Yeah, now we just have like a big mess of unstructured, unorganized responses. This isn't really what I want. What we want in a perfect world would be like a really cool overlay that would just go over it and show you where it is. That seems ambitious to me. So if we could get something that just tells me where to look, I could, you know, figure it out. Um, Immediate support, major support. Yeah, yeah. I mean, let's try a different one. Okay. I mean, it's not that helpful. Let's see what we get. Okay. The stock search gave us more errors. That's always awesome. Yeah, now we're getting in the weeds. No, that isn't what I want. I need to see actual patterns and be able to map it to the chart, like head and shoulders, etc. Right now, it is still just giving the analysis, whatever. Get AI to identify pattern coordinates and key points. Draw the actual patterns on the chart with lines, markers, and annotations. Make clickable patterns and interactive. Okay. Sounds wild. Even if it responded with a new chart, I wouldn't hate it. Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep on going. Okay. Okay, it's a 0 or a 1. Let's just see what it gives us. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we get. Here we go. Okay. So here we are. AI pattern detection. Yikes. We broke it. Candlestick series ref current set markers is not a function. Okay. We have a big error. Error analyzing visual patterns. Okay. Yeah. We got some issues. Let's just do that for now. That's fine. Okay. We got a lot of problems. Okay, so we're getting a lot of console logs in there. Good to figure out what's going on. Yeesh. Okay, let's see what we got. Jeez. Yeah, it didn't fix anything. What the hell did it just do? This file is way too long. Yeah, we need to fix this. This is getting out of control. Let's sit through this again. 1,000 lines of it. All right, almost there. Cool. Let's see if that actually worked. I don't think it will. Okay. It proved me wrong. Can't find that either. Okay. Let's see if this breaks it. Okay. I am skeptical. Always skeptical, and then I am pleasantly surprised. Okay. Here we are. Okay. Rendering chart with data points 124, filter data for 3,161 points. Okay, it sounds like maybe we're getting close. Capturing image chart, okay. Start time, end time, array, price range, okay. So we're getting processing in. Successfully drew 1 patterns with 4 series. Oh shit, yeah, what do we got? Oh wow, okay. Okay, so we're getting closer. Strong ascending channel with higher highs and higher lows. Steady. It's not like the patterns I want to see though. I don't understand why. Channel start. Yeah, that doesn't even look correct. Okay. Oh, here we go. This is actually pretty sick. Okay, interesting. So it's not showing me like head and shoulders, but it's showing me the lower channel like price wave um, direction. That's still pretty cool, um, but not what I want. That's close, but it is not finding overlaying actual candlestick patterns. It's just showing price wave directions. I want to see specific patterns overlaid. Okay, we're getting closer. I mean, what it did was helpful. That's still really cool. So, like if you throw in Bollinger Bands on top of it, what does it do when we ask about that? Overall, the technical picture for Microsoft looks relatively strong. This thing's still pretty cool. So, given your available 100 grand balance and no current Microsoft position, it could be around the 200-day moving average if the stock pulls back with a stop loss below that level to manage risk. Specifically, when is that? Okay, let's dive a bit deeper into the potential entry point for Microsoft based on the 200-day moving average. The current 200-day moving average for Microsoft is sitting around 478. If the stock were to pull back towards 478, that could represent a potential entry point to consider. Okay. If the price retraces down to the 475, 480 range, close to the 200-day MA, to manage the downside risk, you could place a stop loss order just below the 200-day moving average, say around 472 to 475. The key things to watch for would be a pullback in Microsoft. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay. So, okay. You should see actual patterns like zoom mapped in chart with the exact formation, structure, and addresses, trend lines. Okay, let's see if it will actually do it. Head and shoulders. Okay, yeah. We have all that. Head and shoulders. Patterns. Okay. Why? So this is like examples? Okay. Okay. Wait, fuck. Wait, did I just do that wrong? So route, reapply. Candlestick chart over here. Reapply. doing a heavy refactor on this. See if it comes out clean. Okay. Not really. Okay, so God, it just bugs out. Can't find any of that. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna test it anyways. Okay, let's try. Okay, so there's some movement here. So sending to AI for analysis. No clear patterns detected. Yeah, what is it? I do not see a complete, clear, high confidence cycle pattern that meets strict criteria. Okay, well that's not awesome. What about now? Chart data set successfully. I don't, I don't see anything. Hold on. Let's restart. Okay. I mean, there's clearly ups and downs on that. So, yeah, that's not working. After analyzing the chart, I cannot identify any complete. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so it's too strict. I also took out my other analysis stuff. Keep on going. Now your pattern detection will be more practical. Okay. You should see either AI detected patterns or minimum basic support resistant levels and trends that are actually visible in your chart data. Okay, let's see what we get. The candlestick chart. God, we're just adding Way more bugs than we ever needed. Okay. 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 AI analysis failed, showing basic price patterns. That's not crazy. I'm not bad about that. Retry analysis. Okay. I mean, it's close. What does this pattern mean? Does it even see it? Based on the technical indicators analysis patterns. Okay, so I don't even know. It's really seeing it. It's close, but I need to have it be able to tell me where these patterns are. There are clearly head and shoulders visible, but it is not seen. Maybe because I have 100 million errors. I don't know. Yeah, there's so many problems on this. I should probably just redo this. The actual visual patterns in the chart. Okay. Enhanced AI prompt specifically for head and shoulders detection. I mean, do we really need to get hmm what to do? The trend line's cool. I mean, there's like a clear inverse head and shoulders pattern right there. And then it broke. Damn. Okay. Yeah, something's so bugged out with this. Okay. Let's try this again and then we'll add more. Had more problems. Jesus. Okay. This is getting. Let's see if that gets us there. If not, I'll fix the errors. And it still won't work. But try. Okay. Inverse head and shoulders. Is it just like telling me it now? Identify key points, line drawn, 0, risk reward. Yeah, you aren't showing me anything though. Hold on, let's. Okay, debug. Chart data sets, manual pattern debug, data points, 124 price range, 86 to 174. That's right. Found one season. Okay. So, fuck. Okay. Okay, so we're kind of getting there. Okay, we're kind of getting there, I think. At least in the output in the terminal, it has some sort of inverse head and shoulders pattern recognition. Okay. Okay. Just adds more errors. Should be fairly harmless. Let's see what we get. Bam. Hell yeah. Okay. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's cool. Okay. We got it. We got something now. Inverse head and shoulders. Left peak. Right peak. Neckline. So all this is kind of rambunctious, but oh, okay. So if we go there, that's the neckline. So when you hover on the point, the line then follows along to where it is neckline. Look at that. That's sick. Okay, left peak, right peak. Really cool. Okay. Okay, we can work with this here. We can work with this. Okay. Inverse head and shoulders. Pattern with left shoulder at 115, head at 86. Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, cool. Let's oh wow, you click on it and it tells you some more. Oh, that's so sick. Look at that. It tells you where it is. Oh, this is rad. Okay. Yeah, we're good. We are good. Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. Inverse head and shoulders with left shoulder at 115. Yeah. Key points there to there. Pattern measurements. Oh, this is sick. Okay. We can fix the rendering better. I know that this is a little weird to have it listed like that. Um, the main goal was to be able to do AI pattern detection. Let's try another one. So I was breaking it earlier when I would just like do a new one. Let's see if it still breaks. Okay, so I think there's some stuff going on there. Let's see if it works. Hell yeah. Inverse head and shoulders. So we'll have to go in and find, we'll have to go, like, I had to programmatically go in and set up this pattern for inverse head and shoulders. We'll have to do it for all the other ones, I think. Um, that's really cool. Okay, okay. So maybe what we'll do is we'll bring in like a copy and paste over to here. Let's just see what that says. Okay. Okay, here's my analysis based on the technical indicators and the pattern detected. The inverse head and shoulders pattern is a bullish reversal signal which suggests a potential upward trend reversal for Amazon. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Very cool. So we have a very crude way to now uh, interpolate candlestick pattern chunking into actual head and shoulders patterns for now. We can get the metadata to be actually written in the view, and if we really wanted to, we can do a copy and paste over here to get the AI assistant to chat with it. So there's definitely some things to clean up. Going forward, we'll continue on this whole chart pattern recognition. I just want to get the basics going first. So we'll start with this for now. And I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.